The Tradouw Pass, which means Women's Path in the Old Khoi language, is a 16-kilometre drive through an altitude range of 219 metres through some of the most beautiful and rugged mountain scenery on offer in the Langeberg. This pass is undoubtedly in the top 20 tarred passes in the Western Cape on an overall rating. It joins the towns of Berrydale and Swellendam and was originally built by Thomas Bain. Extensively revamped in recent times, the engineering teams did an outstanding job of preserving the environment and retaining Thomas Bain's character in the design and supporting stonework. This is truly one of those mountain passes that you simply must drive. This one ticks all the boxes. This pass is considered by many road builders as Bain's best pass in terms of technical ingenuity. The pass is kept immaculately clean and several well-positioned laybys have been constructed, providing spectacular views down into the gorge of the Tradouw River with its onyx-coloured rock pools and waterfalls. We filmed this pass from north to south in the descending mode. Once you've turned onto the R324 off the R62, the road crosses a small river, and about 1 kilometre further there's some farm sheds on the left with a gravel road leading off to the left. This is the northern starting point of the pass at an altitude of 348 metres. Ahead, the Langeberg Mountains completely dominate the view, and from this perspective it doesn't seem possible that there's a passage through this jumble of rugged mountains. The road initially curves gently to the right and aligns itself on the eastern bank of the river, which is unseen from this part of the road. The gradient is fairly level along this first section of 1.3 kilometres, where the first of many bends, curves and corners commence adjacent to the farm Bronze Grove. From this point onwards, there are glimpses of the Tradouw River about 40 metres below the level of the road, and Bain's old road can still be seen quite close to the river bank. Once through the first big S-bend, the road straightens out directly into the south. This straight section lasts until the 3.8 kilometre mark, then enters a big right-hand curve of 170 degrees as the road follows a U-bend around a spur of the mountain. The radius of this bend is fairly gentle and it's quite safe. Towards the end of this big U-bend, and now heading north-northwest, a tighter, similarly shaped bend to the left has to be negotiated. The radius of this bend is twice as sharp as the previous one, so adjust your speed accordingly. With the heading now back into the south, the road almost immediately enters another S-bend, first to the left, then to the right. Both of these bends are around 90 degrees, but the arcs are fairly easy. For most of this first section of the pass, the descent gradient is very gentle at around 1 in 30. The town of Berrydale has a rich history dating back to 1840, when John Barry, a member of the powerful Barry family, and after whom the nearby town of Berrydale was named, opened up the small harbour of Port Beaufort at the mouth of the Breda River. In 1858, local farmers had petitioned government to build a road to the interior to help them get their goods to the port. By 1867, the efforts were awarded when Parliament approved funds of £1,000 sterling for the proposed road, and the Divisional Council appointed Wunderkind Thomas Bain to do the job with the help of 300 convict labourers. Bain moved into one of the Barry family homes named Lismore and proceeded with the project. It was opened in October 1873 by Sir Henry Berkeley and named the Southie Pass after a former colonial secretary. But the locals preferred the original Tradouw Pass version, and so it has remained despite the whims of officialdom. At the 6.1 kilometre mark there's a very sharp left-hand bend of 160 degrees, which is clearly signposted, so drop your speed right down. Keep a lookout for the old toll house, which is on the left-hand side of the road. This next section of the pass closely follows the course of the Tradouw River and is spectacularly beautiful. The engineers have provided many view sites along this section, and for southbound traffic it's quite dangerous crossing the road to the view sites, which are all on the right, but all the best picnic sites are on the left. Some of the convoluted bends of Bain's old road have been cleverly incorporated to form these picnic sites. This video ends at one of the view sites at the 7 kilometre point, where Thomas Bain's old road can be clearly seen close to the banks of the river. Be sure to watch parts 2 and 3 of the beautiful Tradouw Pass.